Jungkook finally admitted it's still single, but number one parent. No one expected that behind the sweet smiles, charismatic eyes, and cheers of millions of fans around the world, Jungkook, BTS's golden mean who is almost never seen losing control in front of the camera, finally made a statement that made the K-pop music world tremble. Not about her new album, not about the romance rumors that have been blowing wildly, but about her life priorities, which turned out to be completely different from what the public expected. In an exclusive interview that he rarely does, Jungkook looked straight into the camera and said in a firm but gentle tone, "I'm single, but my parents have always been number one in my life." The sentence sounds simple, but its effect exploded on social media, sparking a heated debate among fans and entertainment watchers. Since the beginning of his career in his teens, Jungkook is known as a secretive figure about his personal life. ARMY can often only guess what his real life will be like behind the majestic stage and camera spotlight. However, this recognition broke that wall. Little did he know that in the midst of his international accomplishments, multi-billion-won contracts, and superstar lifestyle, Jungkook still held fast to a principle rarely expressed clearly by K-pop idols. Family is everything. Not only do those words thrill fans who know how difficult South Korea's entertainment world is, but they also slap the reality of the music industry that often puts their idols in the position of having to choose between career, love, and family. Jungkook chose his own path. She chose to remain single, despite the romance rumors often directed at her, in order to be able to give all her focus to her family, especially her parents whom she calls pillars of life. Not once did the public hear the story that Jungkook helped his family's economy since he was a teenager. The fact that he's been supporting a family since he was 15 is no secret to ARMY hardliners. But this latest statement gives new depth to the narrative. Jungkook doesn't just help materially, he puts his parents' happiness and well-being above everything else, even above his own life as a young man who actually has the full right to pursue love and personal freedom. The interview, which took place in a modest studio in Seoul, was not initially directed at discussing personal life. The production team intends to raise the theme of Jungkook's solo career journey after the huge success of his songs on global charts. However, in the midst of a casual chat about music and the creative process, an interviewer accidentally threw a light question. "When are you going to introduce your girlfriend to the public?" The question that was originally meant to defuse the atmosphere actually opened the door for Jungkook to deliver his honest confession. The mood in the room suddenly changed. The camera caught Jungkook's slightly dimmed gaze, as if he was thinking about an answer he had been holding back for a long time. There was no awkward laughter, no attempt to divert the topic as usual. All he could hear was a deep breath before he said, "I'm single. But for me, parents are number one. They're the reason I can stand here." The sentence was spoken without hesitation, but with a feeling of emotion pressing the air around him. From that moment on, the internet exploded. The hashtags #SingleButFamilyFirst and #JungkookForParents are trending on Twitter in more than 50 countries. Fans began resharing snippets of old interviews in which Jungkook vaguely talked about his mother who used to text him every night, or his father who used to work late into the night to provide for the family. All the pieces of that story now come together to form the big picture of who Jungkook really is behind the scenes. Not just a global pop star, but an incredibly devoted son. However, this recognition also sparked heated debate. Some Korean entertainment observers said that Jungkook's statement could be a boomerang in his career. In a K-pop industry filled with romantic fantasies between idols and fans, confessions about focusing on family and not being interested in a relationship can cause mixed reactions. Some see it as a smart move to maintain the image of single for the sake of fans. Others believe that this is purely a sincere expression of Jungkook's heart. Undeniably, this moment is one of Jungkook's rarest personal revelations. He is known as an idol who is able to maintain strict privacy, even in an era where paparazzi and netizens can track the movements of celebrities with just one photo upload. The decision to talk about his family and put them in the number one position above all else is something that shows his fragile as well as strong side. Imagine, at the age of 27, With a fortune estimated at millions of dollars and the opportunity to date whoever he wants, Jungkook still chooses a life path that is closely tied to his sense of responsibility towards his parents. The choice may not be popular with some of the public, but for ARMY fans who have known him for a long time, it's clear proof that love and loyalty to family are not empty slogans. This story also gives a new color to the narrative of Jungkook's relationship with his mother. During this time, ARMY often expressed admiration for the story that the mother is the first person he contacts after every big concert. There is also a story that his mother always asked a simple question every time they talked, not "How are the album sales?" or "How much is your concert audience?" but "Are you okay today?" A question that may sound mundane, but for Jungkook, it's a priceless form of love. Now, after this recognition, the old stories have become even more meaningful. The public can see that the reason Jungkook is so protective of his family is because he once felt how they fought for him when he was yet a nobody. And now, at the height of his glory, he chooses to avenge that struggle in the way he understands best, making sure his parents are always a priority, even above a romantic relationship.